turn order is going to be Trell, Varg, and Arius. Okay. So Trell, you're opening up. Are you trying to find information about ships or looking at lore on flying ships?
We can
Well,
do the flying
here's
ship
the
thing.
thing. Well, here's the thing. Trell can make progress on that. Arius can begin researching what's happening with that as the mystery of the maid. Vard can be doing something else, and then we bring you all together to accomplish something each session. So
Yeah.
okay, so you hear about during the last Greyhawk Wars that a mage had created named Mortalan had made something called the ship. Um, it was not a galleon. It wasn't like a ship. It's more like a flying castle. And basically only a wizard can steer it.
Ah.
Well, technically that would be either Varg or Arius, because Varg has wizard training as well. Um, so yeah, it is this flying fortress, and it was last seen in the far north, in the beyond the realms of the Tiger Nomads. Mm-hmm. All right, so that's what you're doing. You have found that going through your big, you're in the library. You're in the Enstad library, and you are going through it, and you find this bit of information tucked away. The person who wrote the book is in Greyhawk City, and he is the mage Mordenkainen. You never met Mordenkainen, but he
would
is one of the most famous and powerful wizards.
would Arius know anything on him so he can help Trell?
Okay. Um, you don't. Okay. Mordenkainen is to wizards. Think of the biggest person you just absolutely squee and fangirl over, and that's Mordenkainen. To wizards, he's like the K-pop star of wizards. He has done magical things. He has done magical things that other wizards are like, how the hell did you do that? You can actually make an appointment. You just have to go to Greyhawk. And you happen to know one of his biggest supporters and patrons, Mr. Fluffykins. Mr. Fluffykins is one of the richest people in the city of Greyhawk. The Lord Mayor asks for his support. All right. So Trell, that's what you've been doing. Varg, what are you up to while Trell pokes around the library?
Um, are there any forested areas around?
You are in a gigantic forest city of elves. So yes, plenty.
I would say he is just hanging out in a tree branch eating an apple.
But what color
Nice.
apple? What color apple?
Green.
Ooh.
All right, so you're munching on your apple when you hear the familiar sound of your goblin friends. Varg! Varg!
Hello.
Hey, what are you doing? Clem is clambering up the tree.
Just spending some time in the tree.
Oh, spending time with the tree. That's good.
Uh, are you in need of help?
No, sir. I just kind of wanted to say hi to you. I hadn't seen you in a while.
Uh, well, it's good to see you too.
I brought you this. He reaches into his pouch and pulls out a slightly squished muffin.
Aww.
Varg's just gonna take it from him and just be like, "Are you sure you don't want help?"
I had 5 of them.
Well, I shall cherish it.
So, Varg, I understand you're kind of important with the Woodland Protectors.
Um, First time I've heard that.
Well, they seem to talk to you and not laugh too much, so I think you're important.
One could say that, yes.
Well, he kind of looks bashful. I was wondering, could you see fit to see if I could become a druid?
I I I think I could find something.
His eyes get big. His skin is sort of an olive green. He's like, "Oh, really? Really?" He claps his
Aww.
hands.
Oh, you've got a good grip on that tree.
He then throws his arms around you as far as his little arms will reach.
Aww.
So Varg just brings a paw around and just like pats him on the back. It's just like, okay, you know, uh, very, very glad to make you happy.
You're real soft.
I get that a lot.
Nellie's like, "Clem, get back down here before you break your fool neck." Then she notices you, Varg, and goes, "Ah, oh, hi." Yes, actually, you've noticed that. Good.
Uh, Hello. Uh, I think your brother needs help.
He's like, "I do not," and he scampers back down. Then the rest of the goblins come into the clearing, and Nellie goes, "Look, it's Varg. Varg's up in the tree."
He's just kind of a wave and just
At which
start
point
and
Tolra goes, Tolra goes, "Can dogs climb trees? Is this a bard? Is it something else?"
Bard decides to like just like um just jump from branch to branch back down to the ground.
Now she pulls out a horseshoe and several fistfuls of good luck charms. Mm.
uh,
Mm.
it's just gonna land on the ground and just be like, what are those for?
Well, just in case a fairy has changed its place with you.
I I assure you it has not.
Tolra's eyes narrow. She looks at you like, mm-hmm. That's just what a fairy would say.
So Clem was telling me that he was interested in the woodland protectors.
Uh, yeah. In fact, Nellie's like, I wouldn't mind learning to swing a sword better myself. I hear that mate of yours can really throw steel.
Hmm. That that he can.
All right, you just tell us where to meet up, and we'll go to the Woodland Protectors and join up.
Right. I will. Uh, I shall get back to you on that.
Okay. The goblins then run off, whispering among themselves. All right, so Arius,
Mm-hmm. Well, the
what are you up to?
first thing he's doing is he's making sure Gromek takes a rest to heal. No matter how much Gromek
Um,
wants to get out of the bed.
Gromek is like, but sir, I can easily punch something in the face.
Not not until you've had a full check and healed correctly.
I
Look,
suppose.
look, I can put a target on the wall and you can have a barrel of axes at the side of you. Would that help?
You would do this?
I would do this. It'll keep you entertained.
Very good. I will throw axes. And when you have
Arius,
your whelp, when your wife gives birth to your whelp, I will teach them to throw axes as well.
one step at a time, Grobeck. The child will need to walk first.
Oh wait, you call them child?
They are
They are not
children, yeah.
called whelps.
They're not called whelps. No,
When I was a whelp, my mother had me throwing clubs at things.
that's not how things work uh, outside of orc families.
Mm, mm. Well,
But
then I
I.
will protect your tiny pink offspring.
Well, it could have platinum skin like me. We are not sure yet. We're also
Oh,
not
your
sure.
tiny, shiny offspring.
Yes, the tiny shiny offspring. Well, that
Very
has
good.
actually that's a pretty good rhyme. Where's the bard? And I'll give him leniency to write a song with that rhyme.
You find you know that Ripfang is currently in the garden, um, talking with several of your younger female cousins.
Oh dear.
All
Oh
right,
dear.
so you've checked Gromek and ensured that he will rest.
Yes, and now he's going back to his study to look over all the information he has on the maid situation.
Well, you know
I-
that Ripfang gathered most of this information.
Is there anyone else from Arius's family that has come over to help him with the situation as well?
Actually, Ripfang pointedly said, "No, thank you. I really don't want any. I really don't want any help from inside the family."
Ah, no, I mean Arius's family.
Oh, Arius's family?
Yeah.
They have come over. They're kind of your cousin Arthex is there, and he's deeply concerned. He's been very good and helpful. Um, so he's been there. Several of your aunts and uncles are there. It's been kind of a
Hmm.
let's all gather round and defend ourselves kind of thing. Your family is no
Yeah.
stranger to this sort of intrigue.
Well, any noble family will have. Any normal family will have people that want to kill them for something or other, whether it's money or prestige.
Yep. So, and your grandmother is completely unfazed. She's seen all of this before.
How old is Arius's grandmother? She must be about 500.
Um, oh no, she's almost 1200.
Oh, 1200. Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, she's not a spring chicken anymore. However, Greyhawk elves were known to live over 6,000 years. So.
Hmm.
Okay. So, whom do you wish to speak to?
He's going to talk with. He's going to talk with Anthrax first to see what he has found out.
Arthex. Arthex, not Anthrax.
Sorry. Arthax.
All right. You find Arthex sitting, studying his own spell book. He's like, "Cousin, good to see you."
Indeed.
And
How's
you are.
your.
Go ahead.
Sorry. I was going to say, how do you find this? How do you find my
Oh,
house?
your house is lovely. I see that your collection of tomes has grown
Mm-hmm.
significantly.
Yes. Feel free to borrow what you'd like.
Well, actually, I can give you a couple of volumes you might be missing.
Oh, that would be most beneficial. Thank you.
Yes, he too is a wizard. So, he's studied with the same tutors you have, and he's quite avid about it.
Mm.
So he launches into a description of his latest experiments, trying to use crystal matrices in order to increase the available ambient mana and ease spell casting.
Hmm. Interesting to
And I
know.
assume I assume the two of you discuss this at length in ways that neither of us are qualified to talk about. So,
Yeah, definitely, yes. I don't think I could, as much as I like the concept, I don't think I could personally go into depth about it. Insert
So anyway,
gibberish here.
yeah, insert technobabble, but with wizards.
And
Um,
MacGuffins.
yes. So anyway, he's talking about that in very excited tones. Um, and he's like, so, your bard seems to be asking an awful lot of questions.
He's a very enthusiastic individual who we came into contact with not too long ago. He's harmless enough. Annoying, definitely, but harmless.
Oh, good. I'm glad you find him annoying as well.
He was in my office for no less than 3 hours last time, trying to ask what rhymes with words of every variety.
Oh, how ghastly.
Indeed. But I wanted to ask you
How?
about the maid incident.
Oh, yes. Poor Terramilla.
Hmm. You
I have no idea what might have made her do it. And now she's dead.
Does anyone else know? What about grandmother?
Grandmother was just as shocked. She was really, she'd known Terramilla for a long time. So I must say, it doesn't make sense. Why would elves turn against elves this way? We've had orcs and goblins and whatever else try to kill us, but never our fellow elf kind.
Was this, sorry,
I
out of context
go
question?
for it.
Was she linked to the orc priestess that we were dealing with, or still dealing with?
You don't know. There's been no conclusive link about that.
Ah, okay, all right. And okay, so back into in context. Yes. So we haven't had any reasons as to who killed her either. Tina? Oh, yeah. Yeah. Oh dear. Ah, leg. Tina?
Yes, I'm here. It was just the goofiness of Discord. So, anyway, as our esteemed Arthex was saying, he's like, oh, I have no idea who would want that to happen. Why
Autumn?
would someone want to kill your family?
No idea. Aethrax sounds like what Arius used to be before he joined the Woodland Protectors.
Yes, before you met non elves and spent more
Yeah.
time with them. That was not by accident. Anyway. All right, so Arthex begins going off again on his about his experiments and about his distaste for Ripfang and just making the typical small talk that nobles make.
Arius
Um,
has somewhat become. I mean, one of the reasons why Arius left is that the continuous small talk really did bore him. He wanted more in life.
I can totally understand that.
But
So,
Arius,
are you going to try to excuse yourself?
yes, Arius is going to excuse himself to allow his cousin to look through the rest of the tomes and do as he pleases, and he's going to go and see dear old grandmama, who's probably in the parlor with tea like all grandmas are.
Actually, Grandmama is no, no. Grandmama is on the archery range.
Oh, okay. Oh, grandmama's. Oh, oh.
You see her, she's in full sunlight, her platinum skin is shining, her white hair is resplendent. She pulls the bow back to her cheek and releases with accuracy that would make Varg envious. But when you've had 500 years to practice, you get that way.
Like to see her do that within 27 years.
Well, anyway, she's shooting and she's like, "Yes, grandson." Doesn't even look at you, just draws another arrow and shoots and splits that arrow that she just fired.
I was curious to know if you had any further information on the incident that occurred.
Unfortunately, whoever did this knows who our agents are. I cannot find anything. You might want to speak to that Knoll you brought home. He seems more clever than I gave him credit for.
I suppose he is. In his own way.
Listen to me, my dear grandson. No one's as much of a fool as that Knoll pretends to be.
You weren't pushed down by a halfling.
What?
Uh,
Grandmother arches an eyebrow and stops firing.
halfling pushed me down a gap in one of our adventures, and yeah, I did not. I did not end up in a good predicament
Mm,
as I hit the floor. Never really trusted that halfling again.
mm. One is best not to trust halflings, after all. One needs to count the silverware after they've been here.
Racist grandma.
Look, elves are racist as fuck, okay? I'm sorry.
I know. It's
We're
ultimate.
we're way prettier and we live a lot longer. Yeah. Only grandma has the chutzpah to do it to his face though.
Yes.
You hang out with an interesting band of mongrels.
They're very good in a fight.
I
I
suspect so.
Varg's
indeed.
nowhere near this conversation, but I just feel he just cringed wherever he's at right now.
How have you been enjoying your stay here?
Just fine. I am troubled. Your wife is sweet enough for a human.
Yes. Cheers. We have not yet discussed names for our child.
Ah. Well, then I'm certain you will name your child something appropriate.
Yes, we shall see what fits the name of the child when they are born.
However, I would like you to get to the bottom of this assassin business.
It's one thing I am desperately looking into. I
Well, you
have.
don't seem to be looking terribly hard standing here jawing with me.
I'll leave you to your
Ow!
archery work then. Grandma.
Very good, grandson. God, I feel bad playing her sometimes.
Lovely, lovely, lovely family, Josh. Lovely family.
Is she another character from another game of some sort?
No, no, I made her for this.
Oh.
I was kind of like, okay, what if we took Dame Maggie Smith from Downton Abbey and made her a 1,200-year-old elf?
I can only wonder
So yeah,
why Arius's granddad married her.
because there was land involved. Why else get married?
True.
Commoners marry for love. So
Well,
yeah, big.
Arius's marriage was accidental.
I'm sure you have not told the family that.
No, Arius would never say that.
All right.
Because then it would just be a whole like, oh, thank God, break it off.
All right. So that is true, but it's human land. You'll never get the smell out. All right. So we cut back around to you, Trell. You've finished your hours and hours of work in the library. A a beautiful snowy owl librarian flies up to you, and she's like, "Did you find everything you needed?" Hmm. Well, is there anything you're specifically looking for? Perhaps I can be of service. Hmm. There's probably information in the special collections concerning Blackmoor. Blackmoor was a very ancient kingdom that existed in the north. Yes, it was destroyed by a magical catastrophe, creating the current state of the world as we see it. Special collections. I can translate it. I'm not allowed to bring them out of the special collections, but I could draft a translation for you. And your name, sir? Say again. Oh, very good. I am Eula. Simply ask for me, and I will have it for you probably within the next week. You are most welcome, Trell. Okay, so she. Oh, why, thank you so much. She grasps several of the scrolls you were reading in her claws and flies over to a shelf where she deposits them. All right, so what are you going to do now that you're tired, Rin's hungry? It's okay. So you're headed home. Varg, what are you going to do?
He's on his way back to the next uh we're probably gonna figure out where to talk to a person about becoming a druid or woodland protector and whatever else. And
Well, unfortunately, the Woodland Protector recruiting station is closed for the day. However, the person you know, the only person you really know about becoming a druid would be Oslin, and he's off doing something. You don't know what that little half pint gets up to.
Hmm.
Yeah, you could talk to Kiara.
I guess I'm going to Kiara.
All right, so you find her. She's standing over a mound of dirt and saying, "Please grow. I just need you to grow." You see her concentrate. She's like, she says things softly to it in Sylvan, and then nothing happens. She's like, ah,
Varg just like,
"Oh, Master Varg, how are you doing?"
Constantine. Um, I was I was hoping you could help me get some new recruits on the uh, into the druid um, practice.
"Oh, well, you'll need a master druid. I can talk to someone."
Is there uh, they're a rather interesting bunch. Uh, they're hoping to either learn to be druids or be part of the woodland protectors.
Oh, well, I'm certain I can speak to one of the archdruids about it, or at least get word, not like the archdruids talk to me. Um, but yes, just give me a name.
He gives the list of names.
Oh, these are odd names. Are they humans?
No, they're goblins.
Oh, oh my heavens.
I the there's the one Klim. He's the one that wants to be the druid, and he's he's a rather special case.
Oh,
Special indeed.
in that case, I'll see what I can do. Um, she gets a furrow in her brow. Her amber eyes get narrow. She's like, "Well, I mean, if no one else will teach him, then I will. But I'll definitely ask."
I the asking should come first.
Of course, but I can already tell you a lot of woodland protectors do not like the idea of goblins being here at all.
Oh, you don't have to tell me. I after all, I was one.
They'll still are, sir. Oh my goodness, of course. You could conscript them. You're a commander.
Hold up, this is news to me. Um, out of character. Um,
Well, no, okay. So basically, the way I'm explaining this is Trell and Arius always handle the elf stuff, as probably Varg would call it.
No, the show pony stuff.
The show pony stuff. Oh God, that's never dying. Anyway, the show pony stuff. Um, so yeah, you are a commander. You're a level 10 ranger. Um, or level 9 ranger, level 1 wizard. Still, you're one of the most powerful warriors that Celine has.
I mean, have you seen how I can shoot?
Yeah.
Watch, if we get into a fight, I'm gonna roll for a shot, and it's gonna be crap.
That happens to all of us.
You'll need Grandmama to come and teach you.
I'm sure Varg's got a couple of things to say to her. Lovely family.
Aren't they,
Aris's,
though?
Aris's mother's very sweet.
To your
Yeah.
face. God knows what she's saying about your wife behind your back.
She was considered slow-witted by her mom.
As long as Mark never knows that.
I mean, I mean,
Do you
probably
know?
even more after Arius was born, considering his path.
That's why Varg will never fight. And we don't even inbreed.
At least my daughter married an elf, but my grandson had to marry a human.
Well, there's still time. The human will die. We'll get him married to a proper elf.
Eris could have 12 wives by that. Its lifetime. 12 human ones.
Oh no, okay, I'm sorry. I'm just going to mention this. There's a line from the old sci-fi series Babylon 5 where you see one of the ambassadors and he's got these three women of his species on his desk, and they're like, "Who is this ambassador?" It's like, "Oh, those are my wives. Plague, famine, and pestilence." Oh, okay. So Kiara is very adamant that you could just conscript them, make them soldiers in the Woodland Protectors, Commander.
Uh, oh, but of course, I remember that.
It's all right. I don't remember the rules so well myself. And she pats you.
Right, I guess I'll go find them then. God, this accent's really killing me.
Drink water.
I'm coming off Transylvanian more than I am Icelandic.
No,
Actually,
I think you're doing fine.
It sounds very Shetland Islandy.
Which is closer to Iceland. And
Yes.
believe me, you don't sound Romanian.
Okay.
Romanian is the accent I do the most, so
I'm really, really trying to work with this, and it's like really difficult because there's like all of these. You're accounting for the th sounds and the thrilled r's that probably come right after the th sounds, and it's like
yeah.
The
You're
more you
doing
work
great.
with the accent, the easier it'll become.
well, what's funny is I can do it just fine when I'm talking to myself, but doing it in front of people, it's like
Oh, I
like
know. I
something
know.
jumps in my throat.
Should see me when I'm practicing my lines.
At one point, I almost went British there for a second, and that was
No, the hardest thing for me is when I random roll a character and there's one result in the Vornheim book, which is like you have to do a continental European accent, but it has to drift. So you have to sound like for one line a bunch of French, and then you have to go German, and then you've got to go like Eastern European, then back to French, and that's really hard. So
yeah.
you're doing great.
I'm glad. All right. So I think now that he's got this information, Varg might either Well, it's dependent on the situation. I don't know where those goblins went, so if I go to hunt for them to like let them know, hey, I can conscript you, but then there's also like I wouldn't there be like uh what is it what is that term called for the tape, like red tape, yellow tape, something like that, a bunch of
Honestly, for you, okay, if you were an elf, yes, there would be social ramifications to this. But you don't care about any of that. You're a foreigner who's risen to a high rank.
yeah, Arius's family.
At least we're rich.
Oh man.
uh, okay, so like I can just go up to them and just say, hey, you're woodland protectors now, come on.
Do you do this? Do you find them and you smell them? I mean, obviously you can track anything.
Right. I yeah, we'll go with that. Varg's crazy enough to do that, so
Excellent. All right, so you now have 5 goblin recruits.
one of them kind of slow but very excited. So, I'll take what I can get.
All right. So, Arius, this brings us back to you.
The joy. Okay. So Aris is going to go and inspect the ballistas that are being made while pondering over the maid situation.
Okay, so you see them. Um, Several of the elvish artisans come up to you and say, uh, forgive us, this is going quite slowly because because the we can't smith the mechanisms properly, sir.
Is there a way around it at all?
Well, sir, I'm the best engineer that we have in Selene, and I can tell you, I can't figure out how to make a workaround for these things. You're going to need to find some gnomes.
Oh.
As I was trying to say, you're going to need to find some gnomes.
Yes, and I'm going to assume you have no idea where any gnome
Uh,
artisans
oh
are.
no. Oh no, heavens no. Yes, I know where some are.
Oh,
Um,
okay.
yes, I can send word to them. They're in the keep town of Elred in the south.
Well, I will dispatch the fastest coach we have to collect them if you wish to find them
Oh, please,
yourself.
sir. I mean, these ballista would. I mean, they would take down a dragon, I think.
I'll leave it in your capable hands then.
Thank you, sir.
How much information
Okay.
is there on Aris's desk about the maid incident?
There's a little bit. Uh, when you return to your study, Ripfang is there, leaning against one of the bookshelves, plucking his lute.
Tell me something, Rick Fang.
Yes, sir.
You've travelled far, haven't you?
I have indeed.
What do you know of this maid?
Oh, your maid was dead. She was replaced. I happen to have gathered information on who replaced her. The Dark Claw. a guild of shape-shifting assassins.
Sorry, what did you say, Tina? Your mic cut
Oh,
out.
the Dark Claw, a guild of shape-shifting assassins, replaced her.
And who is now in her
Oh,
place?
well, whoever was in her place, I think I may have information about the location of Terramil, your esteemed maid's body, but I'm a bit shy to go alone. I would require backup, sir.
Arius is going to go and check on Gromek.
He is currently carving orcish runes into the bedstead. Oh, yes, sir. Greetings.
How do you feel about taking a little walk?
Oh, can I?
With Rip Fan?
Oh, I don't mind.
He has some information on the group of assassins that tried to kill me and my family, and I cannot leave at the moment, lest my family say anything that may provoke strong feelings of distaste with the others.
Mm, I understand. I look forward to taking a walk with the knoll.
Very good.
All right. So Gromek and Ripfang head out, which brings us back round to Trell. All right. Well, in that case, Varg, do you show up with your recruits?
Sorry, I'll be back. I'm going to get a drink.
Okay.
Yeah, I would say so. Sure.
All right. So Varg comes up with 5 vaguely familiar goblins, Trell.
I have con.
We're woodland protectors.
Var Varg just slightly nods. Yes, I've conscripted them. They do, and I rather not care much for the politics. Well,
Nellie actually pulls out 2 butter knives. Will these do? Oh.
well, you just sharpen them, and it'd be perfect. What if some of them want to learn the bow? didn't bring them here for anything. They look.
Nellie follows you, Trell. She's like running behind you, talking about, yeah, I just really like the idea of smacking somebody in the face. Oh yeah, you stab him in the face. Yes.
Varg, he yells back after Trell. Some of them want to learn to be druids. Ugh.
Clem waves his arms. I do.
Oh.
Varg just like looks around and is just like, do any of you want to be mages?
Isrock is like, well, I wouldn't mind learning that.
Show pony!
dear.
Where you at? Got some friends.
So hang on, are you legit gonna show up at Arius's house with Goblin?
Yes.
I love you.
Oh dear.
It's like Christmas. Okay.
So there's going to be a knock at Arius's door, or a soldier that's letting him know that Varg is here.
Yes. One of your guards shows up. My Lord Arius,
Yes.
there is a giant wolf man and several goblins.
Outside, outside, get them outside, outside now.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Outside to the keep. Arius
All right.
storms out of his office and easy.
Arthex is like, cousin.
Not now, not now. Go back to your tomes for a moment.
Well, I don't know what your problem is.
Arius says to Varg, what do you think you're doing bringing gnomes here?
Goblins.
I'm
Goblins.
Goblins, I've got gnomes on my mind. Why are they here?
Go find
Well,
Ian.
Isrock walks forward and he's like, well, sir, he sweeps his blue hair back over his green pate. He says, well, sir, I was wondering if I could learn the wizardly arts from you.
Varg is
Mr.
just
Varg
leaning
speaks
against.
very highly of you, your lordship, and that your power is unparalleled in the arcane arts.
Varg has his arms crossed, leaning against the wall, just looking at Arius, and he just twitches his eyebrows up at him with a smile.
Good sir, this is not a good time for me to do any training right now. For you see, my family is over, and I must keep them occupied.
Of course, sir. Is there anything I can do in your service?
No, not at the moment. Let a few days pass, and we'll see after that.
Oh, of course, sir.
Things aren't exactly the best at the moment. There's been problems inside our family at the moment, and I cannot risk any outside distractions right now.
Wait, Arius didn't tell everyone about the maid when he found out after they got out of that mountain?
You did, I
Um,
think. I'm guessing.
Yeah, Arius did, but Arius is acting weird because his family's there. The assassin thing doesn't seem to bother him nearly as much as his family.
Oh no, the family's really no.
They're far more dangerous.
Oh yes. So please just take them and show them the library, the local library. Take them to the local library for now, please.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
But Varg
kind
really wanted to bring goblins to the house.
I mean, I would like Varg has like healing magic. I always forget to like play with that, and I kind of like he's a wizard, but like in my personal like eyes as a player, it's kind of like fey related nature magic than anything. So like I don't know, like, but
No, I like that. We'll go with that.
um but like I guess he like would just, sorry, I just suddenly pictured Arius like frantically trying to get goblins out of the house.
Oh yeah, he would be. He was like, get up, get up.
Like one of those moments he like just grabs like a blanket and covers everyone up and just like leans against it with a smile, just like there's nothing here.
Yes.
Oh no,
I'm just moving furniture.
It wouldn't do something that stupid. He'd just usher them out as quick as he could. I mean, his cousin's not bad, but grandmama, well.
All right. Well, in this case, here's what's happening now, Arius. As you're having this conversation with Varg and the goblins, up comes Ripfang
Oh.
and Gromek with a specific, peculiarly body-shaped bundle, and another goblin in tow.
Don't.
Varg's just like, oh, must be your birthday, Arius.
Yes, why
Master
don't you
Arius, we have found the body of your maid.
good. Take her to an empty chamber to be.
Sir, she is very ripe.
Uh, good. An empty chamber, please.
Very
Uh,
good, sir.
Varg, take them
Rip,
away.
Ripfang and the goblin go to walk in. Isrock's like, hey, Varg, how come that goblin gets to go in?
No. Oh.
Okay, so this is where it gets it gets good. So Varg was trying to give Arius a hard time. So now he's going to kneel beside the rest of the goblins in his tow and just ask them nicely if they could just wait outside. He's going to talk with Arius for a minute. Um and then turns around and like places a paw on Arius's shoulder, not giving a damn of the fact that he could be, put to death for it. And just simply like looks at him very concerned and just simply asks, "Is he okay?"
Arya says, "There's a reason why I don't talk about my family, but while they're here, I need to maintain a strict facade of decorum and nobility."
Okay, what do you need done with that body?
Nothing. I'm going to inspect it. The body is here for a reason.
Right.
Just the goblins go now, please.
Very good, sir. The goblins all say, come on, Varg. Well, there's a good place to get meat. Let's go over there.
Sure. He just gives a over the shoulder glance at Arius and just says, "You're not in this alone. If you need help, I'm here."
Yes. Good. Go chew. Goblins, babysit them.
All right.
All right. So, Arius, we're going to go to the chamber with Gromek and Ripfang and this strange new goblin.
Okay, firstly, where did you find the body?
In East Rock Park, says the goblin.
And who are you?
Scabs. I'm Scabs.
Gromek, why is there a goblin with you?
The goblin is the one who took us to the body, sir. I figured you would want to speak to him.
Yes, right. Okay.
Fancy place you got here. I like it.
You touch anything and I will remove your hands myself.
Oh, I'm not here to steal. Although my memory's a little fuzzy. Maybe if you pay me a little, I might remember more details.
Gromek can strangle you at my orders. You do know that.
Yeah, you could, but then you're not going to get anything out of it. At which point, Ripfang raises one eyebrow and says, I do have a contact who could get something out of you after you're dead, Scab. Scabs looks terrified. Okay. So anyway, I saw this pretty brown-haired lady um dropping the body. She lifted the body pretty good considering I think she was preggers.
This lady's pregnant?
That's what she looked like.
Oh shit. Arius?
What did the pregnant woman look like?
He describes Enid.
Gromek, go. Wait, would Arius have like a surgeon in the castle? Someone who deals with the general medical stuff of the staff?
Well, generally you have clerics for that because you're high class.
Okay.
Ripfang's like, sir, I can get more information, but I really don't think you want them coming to the house. You might want to come with me.
Very well.
All right, so y'all are preparing to go see someone. Trell, you and Nellie are at. You secure her two short swords. And she's like, clang, clang. Yeah, this is what I'm talking about. All right. So you're showing her basics, and she's kind of okay, except she keeps hitting the other sword with one sword. No, no, I can get it. I can get it. So she keeps working at it. She's really dedicated. Okay. All right. So it takes about 8 hours of work, but you managed to get her secure in some of the basics. She's not going to take her own eye out with it. And she very seldom drops the sword. She's like, yeah, I think we did good. And she passes out. All right. So the other, basically what's happened is when you get back to your house, uh, Varg, is it okay if you're there with the goblins?
Yes.
The rest of them? All right. So you have a goblin who has fixed dinner. It's Arfie, the rather timid one. She's like, I made food. And it's like just a sort of mushroom and rice dish that she put together, and it's really good. Yeah, not Arius. Oh gosh, I don't want to fight anybody, and I don't know how to talk to plants or nothing. I just cook stuff. Well, I mean, I don't know. Is that somebody who cooks stuff? Oh, yeah, yeah, I could be a chef. No, I can speak Elvish pretty good and Common and Goblin. No, sir. Oh, you don't have to do that. I mean, I just make stuff. She kind of toes the floor bashfully. I don't know. This is a very nervous little goblin. She smiles and gives basically she's made a sort of crisp out of oats, apples, and honey for dessert, and she's giving Rin like portions of that.
Fat little
All
dragon.
right. Well, fortunately, fairy dragons don't gain weight. They just sort of swell up for a bit and then return to normal. Which is why Rin does not die. Anyway. All right. So, Varg,
So we're at
the
12.
goblins are kind of hanging out at Trell's place.
Yeah, I think he's actually teaching the one that wanted to learn like mage abilities, like the basics of magic, due to the fact that it's pretty similar, but he's like
All right.
he's not teaching him how like to conjure stuff just yet because he just wants him to at least have some basic knowledge.
So what cantrip do you know that you want to teach him?
Hmm.
Bonfire's always a good one to learn.
You really want to give a newbie fire.
That's true.
Yeah. Yeah, no, 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 no.
Why Varg get caught on fire?
So I may teach him like the non-combative one that I have, which is message, just so that way if he ever needs to like talk to anyone without being near them, he can do it.
Oh, fantastic. Okay, so you teach it to him. He's got a real gift for it.
You know, Arius missed an opportunity here, but you know, hey, familial problems.
You have no
All
idea
right,
what
so
it's
that
like being part of an aristocratic family.
all right, so Arius, you are
Yes.
taken to a part of Enstad that you didn't even know existed. Um, it is run down, filled with dead trees, and you smell the bitter perfume of black lotus, which is a very powerful drug from the south. And
Hmm.
Ripfang is like, now I don't know if you're familiar with Aldra the Shunned, Lord Arius, but Aldra the Shunned is a high elf
Repeat that, please.
necromancer. She's a necromancer.
Of course she is. Well, we have to deal
She
with
is an
this.
outcast elf. All right. right. So Gromek and Ripfang leads the way in, and you see the elf woman who's leaned back against a high back chair. Everything in here looks shabby. Her eyes are glazed over, and she's like, "Lord Arius Syrian, a pleasure."
Hmm. Under these circumstances, I suppose it is. I require your services.
I suppose you do. What do you want me to do?
I need to know who killed this woman.
Talk to the dead, is it?
Yes.
500 gold pieces will get you the information you seek.
Arius throws down a purse of coins.
She takes them. I will trust you. Lay the body here. Terramilla is crawling with insects by this point. Um, and Aldra leans over and she begins to speak obscene sounding phrases in Abyssal. And the body shudders to life and whispers in her ears. Enid killed her. Said she
Doesn't make
caught Enid crawling on the walls.
that. That's not what humans are supposed to do. I'm going to ask you to dispose of this body and not speak of this to anyone.
Of course. I have things I can do with this.
The less I know, the better.
Most likely.
Sorry, what was that?
She's like, most likely. Gromek is making copious signs against the evil eye. Um,
Come on, gentlemen, let's go.
Ripfang is like, I don't think it was your wife that killed Terramilla.
No, either she was possessed or someone's imitating her.
Well, that would fit in with what I had found, that the Dark Claw is involved. Who do you know who would have access to vast amounts of gold?
My entire family.
I suspected it was a member of your family. Now, who handles the finances for your family?
I actually don't know. I know Arius is...
Actually, Arius does. The one who's handled it for your family for the last 200 years is Exchequer Ordinil.
Exchequer Ordinal. Because I know Arius's mother is the matriarch. I'm assuming that she's the head of the family, and Grandma is the sort of like the wise woman, sort of like the figurehead with a lot of power.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Is the Exchequer here, or is he at the Syrian estate?
Well, technically, he lives here in Enstad. And, fun fact, he likes to go to the Crystal Grotto restaurant.
First off, Arius is going to return home and talk about this with both Gromek and Ripfang.
Okay.
I was thinking as well, would it be wise to talk to Enid about this and ask her for her own safety to remain protected by Gromek?
And Ripfang is like, yes, I think that would be for the best. However, who else could stay with her that would provide her an alibi should anything untoward happen while we were away? I mean, I doubt your family would believe Gromek's word.
Her father could, but
Very
he's so...
good.
Yes. I'll send words to him post-haste. Yes.
Actually, could it be a member of your own family, sir? Remember, your family isn't very keen on non-elves.
I guess Mother could deal with it. She's looked after her, helped her during her early stages of pregnancy. There's
Very
Grandmama.
good.
I
No,
don't...
Grandma was the one that looked after her.
Was it? I thought it was...
It was Grandma. Mom hasn't
Okay.
been here yet.
Oh, okay. I know Arius took Enid to see his mother,
Yes,
but
but
yes,
grandmother came to deal with.
he's going to go and discuss this with Grandmama.
All right, you find grandmother sitting and reading. Yes, grandson.
I've made a bit of progress on the situation.
Oh,
Someone has either been possessing Enid or imitating her and murdering individuals.
hmm.
It
Well
seems
then,
that the Exchequer might be involved in this.
that's most troubling. Well, he is a commoner. You know what to do.
I will go and see to this myself.
Yes, and take your knoll friend. She quirks a smile at you.
I was hoping he would be interested in making a nice tome of stories from your youth, Grandmama.
Yes, well, you know to appeal to my vanity is always a wise decision, so that's good. No, go find Exchequer Ordinal and keep it quiet, though. I don't want the Queen to know what's going on in our family. The less everyone else knows, the better.
Indeed. And
Also,
yes,
commoners, the dog one. You should probably bring them. That way, if something goes wrong, you can always shuffle blame to them. She takes a sip of her wine. It
indeed.
is not easy, Arius.
Indeed.
But I wouldn't be here helping if I didn't believe you could handle it.
Is there any information about Arius's grandfather?
Yeah. What do you want to know?
How Arius and his... well, one thing I would like, simply because I was very close with my grandfather, I'd like Arius to be very close with his grandfather, and he's
Okay.
less stuck up than Grandma.
Grandma was the one that always took care of business. Your grandfather is more of a dreamer and an inventor, and
Uh,
he has
he
an observatory up in the mountain.
How far away is he?
Probably about a day's ride. Just an hour by Griffin. That is a good point.
That is true. No, we won't risk the Griffins. Would that be on the same path as to find the Exchequer?
No, the Exchequer is here in town.
Okay. And what about Ari? And out of curiosity, what about Arius's dad?
Arius's dad is missing.
Is he? Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Does Arius know
Well,
he was missing?
Oh yeah, you knew that. You knew that.
Okay.
He's been missing for the last 50 years. He went on an expedition to the Amedio jungle that never returned.
Oh, so he's a Indiana Jones type of fellow.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I like this family. Well, except Grandmama. No, Grandmama's nice. She's
So
loving.
Grandmama's the one that makes sure that everyone gets to live.
I mean,
Pretty much.
okay.
But
Well,
she loves her family very much.
oh, there's no doubt about that, and it's understandable why she's like that. I mean, several thousand years of political intrigue and death and conspiracies. It can turn
And
someone
she's been
into.
through 2 Greyhawk wars. So
Yes, she's the cynicism is understandable.
all right. So what are you going to do?
He's going to gather. Well, he's going to talk to Gromek and ask him to remain with his wife, and saying it's the
Very
most
good, sir.
important task he will ever do for Arius.
I will protect her with my life.
And he's going to gather Trell and Varg if they wish to accompany him to do a bit of tax collecting. Oh, that's fine. Arius can at least train them a bit in wizardry for how he acted.
I mean, you don't really have to question if Varg's going to want to come with you. Remember the touching sequence that you just shut down like a you know like a double like an AA gun? I mean, he's he's all for it. You just come in, he's just going to be like, "Sure, gotcha." Plus, on top of that, considering he knows that someone's trying to kill you, he is going to want to help you with this and probably like pull off a whole Gromek thing himself and never leave your side.
Unfortunately, the goblins are all like passed out, asleep. You did
That
work one of them out for 8 hours. The other, although the cook, little Arfie, she's cleaning the house. She just looks up at you, Arius, and says, "I got a mop."
How about I teach you how to read?
Okay. Her eyes are just gigantic.
And we can help you discover more fusion cuisines.
I don't know what you just said, but whatever you want, sir.
Arius at least is going to request someone, an officer or a sergeant from the local militia to train the goblins.
All right, Captain Peleus, who is a friend to your family, he is more than happy to assent to this.
he explains to. I mean, yeah, he explains to Captain Peleus to be a little less demanding of the goblins, of the
As you wish, my lord.
gnomes. I mean,
Goblins.
goblins. Sorry. Speaking of gnomes, um, yeah, Arius is leaving the construction of the ballistas in the chief engineer's hands.
Okay. All right. So Trell, yeah. Oh heck yeah. Alaric is currently living several doors down. Um, he's rented a place and is currently working on how to on better ways to create fertilizers.
Hmm.
Kiara would do anything you tell her. You're kind of her hero, Trell. So if you told her to stick her head in fire, she'd probably do it. she is ready for anything. She just wants to make a name for herself with the famous Trell of the Woodland Protectors. So do you want Alaric to come too? Alaric is like, is there going to be violence?
what what does
Oh
Alaric
goodness, no.
what does Alaric want to do?
Stay here and work with my dung. Oh, thank you. He takes a swig of wine and goes back to his posies he's growing. Okay. All right. So Kiara is just like, yes, sir, Master Trell. I'm more than happy to. She grabs her long sword and straps on her bow. Oh goodness, that seems awfully difficult. Yes, I was going to train some goblins in druidry. Because I'm pretty sure the other druids will not consent to train them. Well, she kind of leans in and says, well, yes, but did you ask the guard or was it Lord Arius? Well, he kind of has to do what Lord Arius says. All right. So you all find yourselves at the door to the Crystal Grotto restaurant, and there's a fellow outside who's like, "Oh, Lord Arius, we are honored to have you here, and your." He takes a look at Rip Fang. Party. Looks at Varg. Yes, your party.
Problem?
How may we be of service, my lord?
Now this is me out of character. Um, I'm thinking if he says he wants to see the exchequer, that might poise suspicion. So no, they're just going to go in and as normal patrons. I think is what they're going to is
Okay.
what Arius wishes to do.
All right, so you all are seated. Um, the small bowls of water are brought out for you to wash your hands with. Kiara is looking at it like, she looks very puzzled by this bowl of water.
Dip
Okay,
your
Trell's
hand.
drinking it.
Dip, dip your hands into the water and wash them.
How much have you drunk before Arius says this, Trell?
It reminds me of the scene from Track 2 where the banqueting.
Varg, what are you doing?
Um, so we're having to, um, the we're having to like cleanse our extremities in the water, I guess.
Yes.
Oh my god, tell me you're washing your feet.
I did my paws and now I'm putting it down on the floor and doing my feet.
The other elven patrons are like, hmm. And as they're looking shocked and aghast, Arius, you see Exchequer Ordinil sitting at a table. He's a rather smarmy wood elf. Likes to think he's better than everyone else. And he's ordering about the servers.
He's just gonna watch him. He's not going to do anything. Not yet. He's,
All
he's,
right.
he's just spying. And I think, actually, bringing Trelvarg, Kira, Rufy, and who else is here?
Ripfang.
And Ripfang, it causes a pretty good distraction because they're doing stuff they would never, because they're doing things in a very high class restaurant that would be
You
considered
notice that
norm.
you notice that Ripfang, he has perfect freaking manners. He's just conducting himself as a pure gentleman. So he might be, but his breeding is too good to show it.
What's Rufy's reaction?
Wait, you mean Arfie the Goblin?
Sorry, Arthur. Yeah, didn't she come with us?
Oh no, I thought yeah, sure, she's there. So Arfie is like, wow, this is a real place people eat. It is. It's a big grotto, and the walls are covered with. There's a pool, and the walls are covered with all of these quartz crystals that were naturally occurring. Yeah. So yeah, you're there, and the water, and Arfie is just like doing what Ripfang does, dipping her hands and then drying them off. She's like, ooh, fancy.
Arius gets the waiter over to request some appetizers.
Yes, my lord. We will bring the finest that we have. The chef is honored by your presence.
Thank you. I will ensure
Arfie is
to.
bouncing up and down, going, "Ooh, ooh, a chef, chef! He said chef." I could work here. She gets tears in her eyes.
One
He's
step
like
at a
a
time.
god. All right. So yeah, Ordinil is ordering his food. He's doing, all the stuff. He's on his third bottle of wine. And Arius, you've noticed that Ordinil is spending a lot more money than he normally should.
Can Arius sort of see how much he's spending?
No, he's not pulled out the money to pay yet. But
Oh.
instead, what he's doing is you can tell by what he's bought. It's I mean, he's eating death cheese, which is made from the milk of weird cattle called catablepa. That basically, if they look at you, you die. So these blind monks have to milk them.
We are not telling we are not telling our little halfling friend about this cheese.
No, that's Luren spring cheese. That's the hallucinogenic halfling.
No. Yes, Oslan. I forgot his name for some reason.
The one who nearly murdered you. Anyway.
Yes.
All right, so the food is outstanding. It is the best cooked meal that almost any of you have ever had. Demoliris, the chef, who is the owner, has really outdone herself. I shudder to think what Rin will do when the dessert cart gets here.
Already a beach ball.
Oh, so good. Oh goodness. Yes. All right. So, basically, Arius, you've started to notice that Ordinil is getting ready to get up and leave. So, if you're going to do something, you might want to do it now, or you can let him go.
I'm going to send my familiar to follow him.
Okay. You send your familiar, and your familiar, you see through its eyes, you see that he's meeting with a pretty blonde human girl. And she says, you hear her say, "So, are you pleased with our work so far?" And he's like, "Oh, yes, my principal is very pleased. Soon we'll be rid of the human woman and the grandmother."
Can Arius cast Dimension Door and take
Yes.
Varg with him to apprehend both of them?
Well, you can take everybody with you if you roll well enough. So,
Okay.
roll to beat an 11, don't get a 1, or else
What
you
is it?
might find out what that tower's about. It's a d20, roll an intelligence roll, and we'll add your. Just got to beat an 11, so roll intelligence, see what you
Okay.
get. All right, you do so, and everybody goes with, including the table.
Wait, perfect line for. Hello, gentlemen, lady. Would you like to join us for dinner?
Yes. No. The chairs went, everything went. I mean, the magnitude was 19. It was amazing. So you're lucky he didn't bring part of the floor. Um, in fact, the sommelier is standing there with a bottle of wine, looking very confused. Huh? Okay, Ordinal looks like he is going to crap his pants. The lady's like, "Why, certainly, and you would be that Lord Arius, wouldn't you?"
Indeed. Would you like some wine?
"I would love some." And she looks at Varg and Trell and sort of growls. She's like, "Ugh."
Varg just stands up and offers his chair to her.
"Why, thank you." She sits down. "So, it seems you've been caught, my naughty little exchequer." And Ordinal's like, he looks like he's gonna run."
Varg's eyeing him like he's a piece of meat.
Okay, he's like, "No, no, 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 no need for that. No need for that." Uh, "Oh, Lord Arius, did you have to bring your unnatural friends?"
The whole point of them being unnatural friends is that they can catch natural predators.
Fair, fair.
Varg's eyebrows just twitch up.
Um, uh, so what would you like to know?
Why
And
you wish... Sorry,
the
go
blonde
on.
lady's drinking. Go ahead.
I want to know why you wish to harm my family.
"Oh, well," the blonde lady, he looks at the blonde lady like, "Help me, help me." And she goes, "No, you're on your own now. I mean, I'm just here to broker the deal. Um, Lord Arius," she says, "would you like to not have your family be harmed or molested by my organization anymore?"
I think that would be a brilliant arrangement.
"I will give, if you can give me 10,000 gold pieces, I will make certain that the Dark Claw never takes a single contract against the Syrian clan ever again."
How do I know you will keep your word?
"Oh, well, because we have a reputation to uphold. If we go back on a contract of protection, no one will trust us again. And we've killed people and protected people all over the realm. So,
We shall meet again tomorrow at this delightful
oh,
restaurant
no, no,
to...
no. I'm afraid that this is a one-time offer, and tomorrow will be too late." "Oh, and if you
Exchequer,
throw in another 5,000, I will tell you exactly who hired this worm to hire us."
Exchequer, how much money do you have on you right now?
Only 300 gold pieces. I spent a lot.
Yes, a lot of my family's fortune. Don't worry, I will make sure Grandmama sees you.
His eyes get really, really, really big at that. "No, no, 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 no."
Is there a... Is there a way Arius can give that much money right now?
Well,
You could sign a letter of marque.
I if we have anything on us, I mean, Varg still has his pouches, and he does have 4 gems worth of 400 gold.
Hang on. Arius... But that's not the Syrian family fortune, which is probably however much.
Yeah.
I mean,
You would probably have to pay for it out of what you've got, so you can't, because you can't go to the banking house, the counting houses, and get the money right now. But you could replenish what you've spent.
I mean, Arius still does have some things in the bag of holding. He's got a wand of magic missile with 44 charges and a wand of magic missile with 23 charges.
Mm-hmm. Well, she leans back and says, gosh, so what do you want to trade me since we're bartering? I haven't bartered in forever.
Arius.
By the way, I'm Caroline. Your name is Arius.
Mm-hmm.
And who are your two lupine compatriots?
That's Varg and Trell.
Varg and Trell. I thought you were a werewolf, but neither of you are werewolves. You smell different.
Descendant.
I hate werewolves. Yes. We all can't be perfect. It's all right, Arius. What's it going to be, my lord?
Arius empties the bag of holding, which I will read out and tell you what it contains so far. I've got 12 healing potions, one wand of magic missile, 44 charges, one magic missile wand, 23 charges, a silk gown, bottle of chaos, and scary mask.
I will take everything and that nifty bag you've got.
Why the bag?
Because it carries so much.
The bottle of chaos is... Is it wise for Arius to give up the bottle of chaos?
Oh, goodness, that's up to you.
How about everything but the bottle of chaos and 1,000 gold?
Done. You can keep your bottle of chaos. I'll take the 1,000 gold and the rest.
Very
Okay,
well.
so it was your cousin Arthex that hired us. Oh, no.
Oh, who would have thought it would have been him? Oh dear.
Well, he's trying to get rid of all the non-elves. Wouldn't even talk to me till I appeared as an elf. Ugh, so rude.
Okay. So, can you Skylar, can you deduct the 1,000 gold from the... Yeah. And I will take everything out of this, but the bottle of chaos. Oh no, because he's giving the bagger and the bag of holding. He'll keep the bottle of chaos, though.
All right. Caroline straps it to herself and says, "Gentlemen, it has been a pleasure. Vargan Trell, I think we'll meet again." She then turns into a big white wolf and runs off into the forest.
Garçon, another glass of wine, please.
Yeah, yes, sir. Where are we, sir?
Very well, thank you. This is a fantastic
No,
restaurant.
where are we, sir? Where are we?
We are just outside.
You're actually way out in the woods. It's dark out.
Oh. He's gonna use Dimension Door to take the take everyone back.
Varg's actually gonna
Ro-
like like smile and pat on his seat towards uh the 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 other
Exchequer.
yeah, and have him sit so when they take him back he's still with them.
All right, so roll your dimension door.
Is it just intelligence again?
Just intelligence. Basically, that's all you need to do. Cast a spell. All right, so everybody gets back. The sommelier breathes a sigh of relief. Everyone in the restaurant's like, "Oh goodness! Oh thank heavens! Oh, a lovely trick!" They're all very trying to be very complimentary. Ordinal's like sweating bullets. My
I
lord
guess.
Arius.
Yes.
Um, I tell you what. Is there anything I can do so that I may be allowed to leave? Can I be in exile? Please don't take me to your grandmother, sir.
I tell you what. You work for me at my place as my exchequer. Your skills are indeed beneficial, and you will remain at my estate for as long as you live. But if you ever take a step out of line, I will have my orc kill you instead.
He actually looks relieved at that. He's like, "Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Oh, the orc would be merciful."
Indeed.
Varg just like
You
puts his
kind of worry why your grandma has this reputation.
I mean, 5,000 years, what, 5,000, 2,000, whatever, this length of being alive,
1200. Yeah.
1,200. I think there's some understanding as to why.
All right. Wow.
Before he leaves, he's going to show Alfie around the kitchen at the back. Well, ask if he can take her to the back.
Of course, they say yes. The chef, Demoliris, is like, "Oh, yeah, Lord Arius, it's so good to see you and your friend."
This is Alfie. She's a goblin who is interested in cooking, and I thought she could at least learn a few tricks from you.
I'll be happy to teach her, and my husband will be happy to meet her. A small goblin
And
walks
any
out with
costs
a
for
snow
her,
leopard.
please.
"Oh no, no cost, no cost." And the two goblins begin speaking. She's like, "This is my husband, Beerfoot." She points to the goblin. Oh, the snow leopard is Beerfoot's best friend. Its name is
Aw.
Rumfur.
Very well. I hope that she is apprenticed well.
Arfie runs up and hugs you. It's like this weird mix between like Game of Thrones and like some weird cartoon show with heartwarming cartoon characters. All right. So, uh what is everyone's next course of action?
Aris is
Okay. What are you going to do about Arthex?
Arius is going to go to where he's sleeping, or if he is sleeping at this time, grab him by the
He's
throat.
meditating.
He grabs him by the
Oh
throat
shit.
regardless, and he throws him in front of Grandmama.
And what is this?
Our spy and assassin contractor. Exchequer, explain to Grandmama.
He explains, yes, Lord Arthex blackmailed me. He forced me to do it. I didn't want to, your ladyship. And she doesn't lose her cool. She does not become upset. But then roll initiative, Arius. Just a 20-sided die.
Okay. Where is initiative? I can never find initiative.
I just roll a d20.
Okay.
All right, so Arthex is chanting a spell. Arius, do you know counterspell?
Yes, I do.
So, okay. You've got to roll to counterspell him, and we'll roll the magnitude of each one and see who wins. Okay. All right, so Arius, there's a problem.
Okay.
Are Trell and Varg and the others with you?
Ark's with him.
Okay, Varg's with him. Trell, did you tag along?
I guess that's a yes then.
All right. All right, so Arthex gets off a spell, and there is a massive Balrog
Oh.
that has been summoned into your home. A Balrog, did you ever see Lord of the Rings? That big fiery demon that chased them across the chasm? Yes, it's a Balrog. All right. So, Arthex is disengaging and running like hell. The Balrog is going to start smashing things. Josh, roll initiative for the party.
Just a d20 again.
Just a d20 again. I'm doing side initiative, so it's like you just roll a 20 and whoever gets higher. Okay, crap. All right, so the Balrog's going first. So, thankfully, Grandma's here. Let's hope it doesn't do its worst. It's attacking Grandma. Fortunately, Grandma manages to dodge out of the way as its flaming sword slices through the room,
Oh.
shearing off the entire outer wall. It roars in abyssal. Trell, it is your go. It is fiery. If you're near it, you will basically take 1d4 fire damage from being in melee combat. Or no, 2d4, sorry. It is fire resistant, yes. Okay. Roll your wisdom. And it may be a lot better than what you're reading here. Good news is you make it. It's standard. You have a standard Frostfire shield. All right. So that is your action. Brings us over to Yeah, go for it. Well, roll for it, and you might get more. Oh crap! Nice. Did you roll wisdom? Okay. Yeah, roll your wisdom because I already rolled the. Okay, excellent, excellent. So here's the thing: everyone now has a free 100 temporary hit points.
Yeah.
All right. So let's see how this thing gets 3 actions per round. So it's going to take its next action. It is slicing at you, Arius. That's a hit, my friend.
Okay.
And roll its damage. All right, you take 17 points of damage as the flaming sword hits you. And then Varg is going to try to breathe fire on you. Varg, what is your armor class? Hello?
Oh, it's 16.
Okay, cool. All right, so it does. Mm-hmm. Yes. Yeah. All right. So good news is you miss. Bad news is that the entire china cabinet just went up in flame. All right.
Grandmama
So
gains passive ability, unhindered rage.
Grandma is basically she has taken to running about and commanding the family to get out. She's getting the family out of the house before the place burned. Um, so that's what she's doing. Kiara swings and does not hit the Balrog. And then Rip Fang swings and he does hit the Balrog. And the Balrog kind of just chuckles. Not not a good state of affairs. All right. This brings it to the Balrog's turn. Trell, it's trying to get you and misses. It misses, and you're like dodging out of the way. You're bouncing off of furniture. You're using your swords to deflect. Um, it then goes for you, Varg, and you manage to get out of the way. And it's going to try to. No, it's going to use its action. Boom! It has summoned a strange, lurching zombie creature that stinks of sulfur. So you now have that to deal with, and the thing belches fire at Rip Fang, and fortunately, Rip Fang jumps out of the way of it. All right, Trell. Mm-hmm. Okay, I will tell you it will not work on the Balrog. It is too high a level, but it will work on the minion it just brought in. Roll his intelligence or d20 plus 5, and then I'll roll the magnitude and see how well it does. It does great. All right, so the creature is permanently turned into a demonic bunny rabbit with no real combat ability. Ah, okay. Okay. Varg? Oh, Trell. It's Trell's go. Yes. Sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm just Demon Bunny just distracted me. Roll to hit. You just have to beat a 12 to hit this thing. Okay, well, the thing manages to parry your attacks over and over and over. It is unholy fast. So, Varg, your go.
Okay, so quick question. Can we see Arius's cousin leaving still? Or is he still in view?
He's made it out, and no, you can't backshoot people as they're leaving. Mostly because I was reading 5th edition, and it allows you as characters to disengage and not get attacks of opportunity. So that unfortunately works for the others too, but it lets you save yourself. So I'm always going to fall on the side of letting you save yourself.
All right, sad face.
Yeah.
Yeah, was hoping to do like a shoot him in the ankle and cripple him kind of thing, and then focus back at the fight. Well, so I'm just gonna use my triple attacks, and then after the triple attacks, I think I get a bonus action. I have a bonus action that I can use.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's my quiver ability that allows my triple attacks to become 5, I believe. Is that what it says?
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah,
So you're using the quiver as a bonus action?
Yeah, so I'm gonna do my 3 attacks, and then my bonus action is gonna be my concentration on the quiver for the next move that I make.
Okay. So roll to hit. I'll say you do it. All right.
You just want me to hit that 3 times?
Yeah, just hit the misery's end damage 3 times. All right. So you have just feathered this thing's face with arrows. It is now enraged. Arius, your go.
I am going to use Cone of Cold.
Okay. Roll for it.
But oh, no, don't do that.
Intelligence. The difficulty for you is only 12.
Mm-hmm. Oh, nice.
Nice. And... okay, you blast this thing with such force that you fling it through the rear wall. Good news is it's now outside. Bad news is the house is coming down. However, you guys, since it was Arius's advantage, you guys managed to jump out before this part of the house collapses. All right. The Balrog. It swings and hits you, Arius, making a leaping attack. landing on you. And it is gonna do. It does 21 points of damage as it slams its flaming sword home at your head. Yes, fortunately, the divine shield that Trell put out shrugged off a lot of that damage.
Yes.
Fortunately for your head. All right, Rip Fang takes a shot and whoa! All right. Rip Fang basically shoots this thing right through its eye. It shrieks in rage and pain, and then it breathes fire at Rip Fang, who deftly jumps out of the way. That knoll is blessed somehow. Okay. Then it tries to whip Kiara and hits. And fortunately, the shield eats most of the damage. Considering she's only level 1, that would have been fatal. Good job, Trell. You saved the day this time. All right. So, wounded angry Balrog finishes its actions and summons 2 more of those zombie things.
Quick question. I don't suppose
Yes.
those ballistae would be ready now.
They are not.
Oh. Ah, well.
Unless Trell comes up with some fun way to bury it in a hole, I don't know. That's kind of your signature move. All right, Trell, it is your go.
Enchant the Balrog! Enchant the Balrog!
The difficulty to do that is 20.
Aww.
Well, no, it's immune to polymorph. But there are enchanting things that could be done, but the difficulty is 20. Okay. What do your bagpipes do? Remind me. Yes. Yes, everyone hearing them must make a save versus spells or dance. Everyone. Okay. Yeah, roll for it. He might hit both of them. Oh my god, he hits both of them. One is transformed into a demonic little rhesus monkey, and the other is transformed into a demonic gerbil permanently. So, wow, you're getting an entire army of pets from hell. These are my hell pets. Oh, Lord. Which I know tears you up. Yes, you do. So, Varg. Oh, okay. Sorry. That was Rin. Oh. Okay. Okay, you cast the roll to cast it. Roll your wisdom. I know you hit. It just does the standard damage. The thing is, by the way, we're not leveling spells up because I got rid of spell slots. So basically, it's just like okay. So yeah, so you blast it. The Balrog is hurt in a fairly negligible way, but it's hurt. So okay, roll to hit. It does not. The thing, once again, this thing is skilled. It's just combatively powerful. All right, Varg, your go.
All right, got another question for you.
Might have an
Looking,
answer.
all right, looking at the spells. Considering we're no longer doing that spell rule, you were wanting to try out the new thing where like we roll and if we mess up we just fizzle or whatever. So so I have that concentration ability on, so I should have like 5 attacks. I can't find it. I don't know how long it's supposed to last, but my question is, if I do another bonus action, does that negate the previous bonus action?
Depends on what your bonus. Okay, well, depends on what your bonus action is. This round, you are ensured that you will have the 5 damage dice from your archery.
Right.
Let's roll that.
Okay.
And yeah, you casting spells, you do roll for it, and if you don't get it, it fizzles.
Okay.
So,
Because I have this other bonus ability I just found and I like it. So,
all right, cool beans. Let me know what it is, and then we'll do it after you try to hit this thing. I'll say you hit this thing. I'll say you hit this thing, and all right, so okay, you have severely wounded the Balrog. It's hurt bad. Um, it is shrieking with rage and anger and whew. So what's your bonus action?
oh, let me grab it real quick. Too fast. Sorry. Um, so yeah, out of this one, I'm going to choose the secondary one, which is Great Tree, and it basically just makes me a wolf-shaped tree. Um,
Okay. Then roll up your wisdom. Okay. And all right, so you have all of that plus 20 temporary hit. All right. So that is your bonus action. Arius?
I am considering casting Illusionary Dragon.
Okay.
And so it can breathe frost at the Balrog from a high distance.
Okay. All right. We'll see if it does its illusionary damage, or we'll see. Roll.
No, not that
Roll.
one.
No. Roll your intelligence.
Yeah, I'm just posting as for what it does.
In case y'all can't tell, I just roll for what the magnitude is. So, all right. Here's what happens. You don't summon an illusionary thing. You summon an actual white dragon. The white dragon looks terribly confused, but is commanded by you to breathe cold upon this Balrog. It hits the Balrog, and the Balrog is covered in icy rime. It's flames are put out. Wow. The Rip Fang jumps in and misses. Kiara attempts to hit and misses it. So the Balrog then decides to disengage and return to the abyss. A white dragon. Yeah, the white dragon lands and looks at you, Arius, and goes, "Who the hell are you?"
I'm a wizard who requested your assistance. Thank you.
It's not much of a request.
I can compensate you with fresh meat.
He's contemplating blasting you to nothing. So I would choose my next words very wisely. I am not some animal to be treated with meat.
I meant as a thank you, but I respect that.
Varg, you can speak Draconic. Yes, you can. All right, so you two
so
gonna
can
jump
I.
in, start. Yeah, you guys gonna start talking to this thing because it's kind of looking at Arius like it's annoyed.
Yeah, Varg's going to walk up to it as much as he does not like chromatic dragons, and just appeal to, like, I mean, dragons are kind of like elves. You appeal to their vanity, their putty in your hands, pretty much, I guess. But he's just gonna ask it what it would like in compensation for its for the inconvenience of forcing it to appear here.
I was in the far north. This is a terrible inconvenience for me. What nice things are you going to tell it? Are you going to try to flatter this thing?
Yes, that's gonna be a good roll.
Okay. So you two are working together. So who's got the higher charisma, and have them roll with advantage?
It's gonna be you, Trell. I have a zero charisma. There is no way in hell this is gonna work.
So
I
I
mean,
think Trell should do the roll. Lackwit elves and elves who can't decide if they're wolves or. The dragon looks at Arius, then at Trell, then at Varg, and begins laughing. It's like one of you turning into the other. Oh, seriously, do you have any gold?
my family's rich.
I have four gems worth.
Oh,
I have four gems that are worth 400 gold and 356 gold pieces
I'll
on my
take all of
person.
that.
It's yours.
And you say your family's rich, right?
Yes, I can compensate you with as much gold as you need.
I'll need a barge. Take it to the nearest. I'll need 700,000 gold pieces. Put it on a barge in the sea, and I will drag it home.
I just hope Harris's family does have enough for that.
Yeah, yeah. All right. So, do you agree to this, Arius?
I mean, does his family have that much gold?
Hmm. They do. All right. Is anybody willing to explain to the queen why there's a giant white dragon in the middle of Enstad? So the dragon has curled up and is waiting. You may bring me my gold. Let me know when it's ready.
Explain this one to
Right.
Grandmama.
I mean, Aris could always use wish. Wish for
Oh
gold for the.
goodness.
For the...
All right, so the difficulty on Wish is 19. It is a very powerful spell. But you know what, Arius? If you take your time, I will allow you to get advantage on that. And I'll even lower the difficulty to 15.
Okay, I won't. I won't use it yet. Then.
No, no, no. I will let you take the time. The dragon's distracted. He's resting.
Okay. Oh, so I can use.
So,
So use wish
yeah, I
now.
mean, uh-huh.
Okay. Difficulty is 15.
Mm-hmm.
Intelligence. Uh,
You know what? I'm going to let it pass. I'm going to let it happen. Tell me what you wish for. You want gold for the dragon, right?
I was thinking that, but I'm also thinking for the dragon to forget this conversation, but that might not work. Yeah. So just wish for the gold for the dragon.
All right. Um, the dragon's curled up, sleeping. You wish for gold for the dragon. Bam! Out of the sky, 750,000 gold pieces fall on top of the dragon, crushing it. Then vanish.
That's true. He didn't
Be careful
say.
what you wish for, I guess.
Wishes have to be, and I always play by that old rule, wishes have to be worded very carefully. But the good news is you handled your dragon problem. You got 750,000 gold to fall out of the sky on top of the dragon, crushing it flat, and then the gold just vanished.
So now we have a dead dragon to deal with now.
Well, actually, you have a. Well, it's hard because the parts are all squished. Like 750,000 gold is very, very heavy. You gather as much dragon goo as you can.
Could could I? All right. Could I use one of my? Could I use my one of my castle spells to rebuild my estate?
Since you're throwing magic around, let's go for it.
Actually, we can. Let's see. Where is it? I could use Mighty Fortress and improve it as well.
The problem with that is how big are you going to build it inside the city?
That's true. I'll just stick to its normal parameters. Which
I'll
one?
make up some stuff.
What was the normal? Oh, it was the tower. It was the tower one, wasn't it? Can I, yeah, use gold
Yes.
as tower as a way to repair the estate?
You know what? I'll allow you to attempt this. Difficulty's 15. Roll your intelligence, and I'll see how well it does. Unfortunately, you feel that the mana has you've taxed the weave of the world about as much as you probably should tonight.
Okay.
Your grandmother, her hair is mussed. There's smudges all over her face. Enid is with her. Gromek is like, it was very loud. Your grandmother is wiping bits of dragon off of her face. That is one way to handle dragons, grandson.
An improvised moment.
Yes, I would say so. Ugh. So then, shall I call builders in the morning?
Yes, and I'll put out a wanted poster for dear cousin.
No, no, no.
No? Okay.
Your cousin, let me talk to the queen. Your cousin summoned a Balrog and a white dragon in an attempt to destroy the city, and you bravely fought them back, you and your friends. She actually walks up to you, Varg and Trell, and takes your hands and says, "Thank you. You've done us a great service, and I will never be able to repay you fully." For all of us, I'm afraid. In 1,200 years, I've never seen anything quite like that.
Varg bows his head and just says it and gives a response to the thank you in Elvish to her, very properly, surprisingly.
And she thanks you. She thanks you in return in Elvish. Enid is swooning against you, Arius.
Yes, Arius embraces her. I think we
Rip
should go
Fang
and
is
take.
like, this will make a hell of a song, don't you think?
Perhaps. But I at least want to go and take a nice little break to see grandfather.
All right, so if everybody's cool with that, we'll start at Arius's grandfather's observatory next.
Ooh, yay.
Everyone good with that? Because Trell, it will get you a step closer to your flying fortress. What
Just
are you trying to do?
roll around in the carcass.
It was not. That would have an ancient dragon would have laughed at that gold and rolled around in it and then killed everyone. Um, ancient dragons are nothing with which to fuck. Um, they're meant as challenges for level 20 characters. Oof. You know what? I'm going to say that if you can find a dragon's lair and you can bathe in one of the pools within it, you can get that. So yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. Cool. All right. So there's yet another goal for you. All righty. Well, I hope everyone enjoyed tonight's game. That went places I did not plan. It was
It was very unexpected.
we'll see. Once again, that's why I chose Greyhawk. I had enough notes. Y'all could say, "Hey, I think I want to go find giant spiders and tame them to ride." It's like, okay, we can do that. Hell, I have 20 pages on that. Let's. Yeah, I mean, you've got like, I forget what all I gave you, like a gerbil and a bunny. By the way, you find one last thing you find out that goblins, apparently the ones that don't worship like demons, goblins worship Posimium, the possum-headed god of woodland, nighttime woodland creatures. Which that's an actual god in a book called Petty Gods. So, all righty. I just really enjoyed the hell out of running this tonight. Thank you all for playing.
Mm-hmm. Thank you.
All right, and I will talk to y'all next time. Have a good one.
You too, Tina. Thank
Bye
you.
bye.
Good night.